What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? It's your brother outside of Cuba. Yeah, we back again. We back again to talk about it. It's a little bit late. It's 1:23 on the East Coast, and if you're hearing the sounds of my voice right now, thank you for tuning in. Shouts out to the replay gang because I know sometimes y'all tap in the mornings and things of that nature. So we definitely appreciate you. We definitely appreciate you. But what I wanted to ask this late evening, early morning is should blacks continue to vote Democrat? Because me, myself, I have an issue with the Democratic Party. And there's a lot of issues with the Democratic Party. But when I ask the question, I say, should we continue to respect and vote for the Democratic Party? My answer is obviously no. But I'm also just because I'm going against the Democratic Party, I'm not saying that you should give your support to the Republican Party. That would be silly. That would be silly. Even if we look at the current goings ons of the Trump regime, and this is how you have to refer to this presidency. You have to refer to it as a regime. You have to refer to it as a regime. And the reason I say that is because when you have a hostile presidency, we see that America likes to call uh, other countries, they like to call them a regime. So we have to call this a regime. We can't just call it the presidency. We have to call it a regime. And it's very hostile. And it's very uh, adversarial to a lot of nations on earth right now. And a lot of nations are starting to stick together. You see Canada and China, they're starting to come together. You see countries in Europe, they're starting to side with China. So a lot of these things are taking place that a lot of people are not necessarily looking at. And the main thing is when it comes to America, America is in this phase to where we're actually losing a lot of power around the world. And we're losing so much power to where America is essentially being backed into a corner. You know what happens when you back anything into a corner? It begins to fight harder. It begins to grip on to this power even stronger, which can cause it to do things that wouldn't make sense. And this is why we, you know, this is why we have Trump the way he is. And another part of what's going on with Trump, he's old. He doesn't see things clearly. He doesn't understand things clearly. So that's another thing that's happening with him. But I wanted to cover this debate, you know, just to show you guys that the Democrats are just fucking retarded. Now, the Republicans are worse, but I want to show you how silly the goddamn Republicans are. Excuse me, the Democrats are. So let's get right into it. Let's go.
So you just made Americans pay more for everything that comes from Canada because they showed a commercial you didn't like? That sounds like being a snowflake, if you ask me.
They're posting, bro. I don't know if you're acting stupid or you're purposely just like misconstruing what I'm saying.
It did happen. Yeah, we had funding for things that are outside of the country for transgender balls,
Okay, really quick, I apologize. So this is one Democrat versus 20 MAGA Republicans, which is Isaiah Martin. I can't remember, but I forget what state he's from, but I believe he ran for Congress recently. I truly forget what state it was, and the nigga ain't get pretty much any votes, and that's not due to anything that's surrounding him or that he's a bad person. It's just that he's brand new on the scene. He's brand new on the scene. So, um, yeah, but he's still running as Democrat, which is kind of ridiculous in and of itself. But let's go.
Transgender plays,
balls.
transgender balls. Yes, they exist.
Of those people that are sitting in ICE detention facilities right now, how many do you think have been convicted of a violent crime?
Well, 100% because they're all illegal. And
I said
had
convicted of a violent
no,
crime.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Hi, I'm Isaiah Martin. I'm a former candidate for the United States Congress, and I'm here today surrounded by 20 MAGA Republicans. My first surrounding claim is that Trump's mass deportation plan is making us less safe.
Basically, he's surrounded by 20 functional idiots. That's pretty much what it is.
Hey, how's it going, brother? Good to see you.
Great to meet you. It's interesting that you claim that because according to the DHS, 70% of the people who have been deported so far have been criminals, either caught in the act. Yes. I'm surprised you're surprised. You ran for Congress and you don't know this?
That's what those numbers said?
That is 70%.
That's not what the numbers say. The numbers don't say that 70% of the people have been committed to crimes, because initially the way how it was sold is to the MAGA idiots was that, hey, you know, they're going to go after the criminals and things of that nature. But what Donald Trump also did was he said, hey, you know what, the people that work at hotels and things of that nature, we're going to let them stay. Now, what a coinky dink. He owns hotels and casinos, so he needs these people to work for low wage paying labor. So of course he would, you know, give those people, you know, a leg up. So it's all disgusting. It's all disgusting.
And the other 30% are people who went through the entire immigration process and had some sort of deportation detainer. So that is 700,000 people were deported like that. 1.9 million people self-deported so far. That's all DHS data. It's publicly available. You can look it up.
Okay, so if 1.9 million people self-deported, what is that doing? What is that doing? Let's just run the numbers really quick. So if 1.9 million people self-deported, that means that these 1.9 million people, they took the $5,000 that they received by self-deporting. So that's not only costing the taxpayer more money by them self-deporting, but it's also costing the taxpayer even more money because immigrants who are here legally, they pay more money than the $5,000. On average, they pay more money. You see what I'm saying? Because immigrants, they don't have access to food stamps. They don't have access to health care. They don't have access to these things. So they pay more into the system than what they actually get out.
So how are you standing for criminals? Is that what you're doing right now?
Of interior removals, 70% of the people deported literally have not been convicted criminals. What are you talking about? That's according to DHS.
That's according to DHS? Where are you getting your data from?
DHS.
What day? This is like just recently.
From up to October or mid-October of this year.
So we're going to need a fact check on this because I literally checked yesterday.
They're not
70%.
convicted.
Well, they just fact-checked him, and it wasn't 7. It was 47. So he's wrong.
Criminals. 70% of the people deported are not convicted criminals under interior
They were
removals.
people. So they were people that had either been convicted criminals.
No.
Or they had. We're like at a stalemate because now you're claiming something and I'm claiming something from the same source. So
70% of the people that have been deported under interior removals are not convicted criminals, and that is a fact.
that's not a fact.
It is a fact, bro. It is a fact. Listen, it's crazy because the people that they're deporting, where do they have to go to find these people? Where are the majority of the places that they're going to find these people? They're going to courts, to where these people are going to their hearings. They're going to people's jobs. ICE is operating between Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Why is their activity so high during that time? It's because they know this is where they can find. This is where they can find them at. So this is their most populous hours, between Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. They're going to nail salons. They're going to all of these places to where these people work. So why are they deporting people who are just fucking trying to work?
It literally is.
It's 70%. I'm telling you, I looked it up.
I think you got it upside down.
At the end of the day, it is what's happening. They literally publish the photos of everybody who's being deported.
So I didn't realize that they posted every single photo on
No,
Twitter.
they publish the majority of them, yeah. But there's data.
Really?
This is, yeah. I mean, you're hitting back at me
You're
with
saying they
data that's-
deported hundreds of thousands of people and they post pictures of every single one.
They're not posting. See, this is what you're doing here is you're building like this false deflection around it. I didn't say everybody. I said they're
That's what you
posting
just said.
photos of people who are being deported. Yes,
So that means that they're deporting.
they're posting, bro. I don't know if you're acting stupid or you're purposely just like misconstruing what I'm saying. Yeah.
But here's my argument.
Uh-huh.
Under Barack Obama, of those that were deported under interior removals, 92% of them were convicted criminals. Of that 92%, 81% of them were considered tier 1, worst of the worst, per se. I think that is something that makes us a lot more safe than literally roaming around to go get grandmas and CVS.
And see, here's another thing too. When we talk about the Barack Obama removals, that a lot of people don't understand. So under Barack Obama, yes, it's true. He deported millions of people. But first thing is he didn't send out ICE to just go out and just snatch people in the way how Donald Trump is telling people to snatch people out. That's number one. And number two, there were people that were coming across the border that got turned around. And those people that got turned around, they were considered deportations. They were considered deportations. So you had thousands, tens of thousands of people that came across the border that were caught when they came across the border, they were turned around, and that was considered a deportation. So his numbers were inflated, but at the same time, he did send back a lot of people. He did do that. That is a fact.
That speak Spanish or going to that construction
That's
worker
an absolute
on a job site.
That's an absolutely false narrative because that's actually.
And secondly, let me mention this also. What you also have Trump doing is he's not only deporting people to their country of origin, he's also deporting people to fucking CCOT, to another place, to a prison in an entirely different country. He's also doing that. So like these MAGA fucking just deplorables, bro. Like how can you defend that shit?
That's
now
just
it's
what
happening.
the facts say. I mean,
That's
the
not
facts
what's
just
happening.
don't really care
That's
about
you just
reality.
see. This is common with what the left does. You guys just
The left loves
fabricate-
facts.
No,
That's kind of how that goes.
This dude's a Democrat. He's not a part of the left. And see, this is what right-wing nut jobs do. They try to paint every Democrat as a part of the left. This dude is not a fucking leftist. He's a goddamn Democrat. He's not a leftist at all. You could tell by the ripples in his motherfucking head. He's not a god. Nah, you really can't tell by that. But I'm just saying, he's not a leftist, bro.
Again, that's not what you guys do at all. What for anybody watching at home, this is what they do. They get a piece of data, they fabricate a narrative
data.
around it, and then they try to sell it to you as the truth when in fact
This
it's
is
not.
your data.
So
Your data.
I mean, I came here.
This is Trump's own website.
I came
I
here
don't really
with
know what-
I came here with a piece of data. You completely rewrote it in real time.
No, I gave you the facts.
You completely rewrote it. I mean, I'm surprised you ran for Congress. You're one of the most disingenuous, dishonest people that I've ever met in my entire life. I was literally taken aback for a second. I was like, how? Like, I looked this up yesterday. How is this guy sitting here lying so blatantly? You should be ashamed. No, seriously, dude. And I can see it in your.
Are you gonna just continue to castigate, berate, or are you gonna bring more facts to buttress your point? What do you want to do, bro? What do you want to do? Do you want to bring facts, or do you just want to berate them and castigate them? What the fuck do you want to do? Because this is boring when they do this. Try to think that they hold some kind of fucking moral high ground when they support Trump, a fucking aggravated rapist and goddamn racist. Like, get out of here. We're not listening to none of you motherfuckers.
I
Your
don't
face.
think you
No,
actually read.
you literally just sat here and lied. And you're like
lied?
breaking down in real time.
I think I'm doing pretty
It's
good.
so
if I just
incredibly
had to say so
So
myself.
tell me, why are you so in favor of criminals? being in this country.
I just told you that 70% of the people that Trump is supporting literally are not convicted criminals for interior removals. I mean, I don't understand what about this.
So he's just, so you really buy into that narrative that little grandmas are walking around. Oh my God. Oh, let's get grandma. Let's kick her out
That's
of the
literally
country.
what they're doing.
That's not what they're doing. Cite one case like that.
Of what? Of
One case
you're
of
try-
the
you're
little
trying- you're
grandma
trying
standing
to-
at the taco stand getting deported.
What I
Well,
mean,
well,
That's exactly what they're doing because they're essentially going to these people's jobs where they work at, or they're also going to when they have these citizenship hearings. This is where they are going. It's rare that these people are going to homes and things of that nature. When you see the issue with the little 5-year-old boy, when they used him as bait to try to bring the father out, that's rare. But mostly what they're doing is they're going to people's jobs. Like, give me a fucking break.
you can't cite it. There we go. There we go. You can't cite.
Are you
You
denying the fact that
no?
70% of the people
I'm
that
holding
they're
you to
deporting-
account because that's the narrative you're just running with, and then you can't cite a specific example.
What I'm telling you
Again,
is-
this man is deeply disingenuous. Thank God you're out of politics. We don't need more lying politicians like you.
What we don't need.
We
are
don't
people
need
that
more
come
lying
on
politicians
and
like
just
you.
go
I'm
and
running
try
for
to-
Congress too. I'm actually
running
still
for
in the
Congress?
race. Yes.
Okay.
In Hollywood, Glendale, Burbank, and Pasadena. We need people who tell the truth. We don't need liars like you.
When this episode comes out and they show the fact check and you are miserably wrong as you clearly
I'm not gonna
are,
be wrong,
And they
because I
show
looked it
this
up.
is going to be really beautiful when America gets to
You're
watch the
looking at
fact
the
that
clock.
the person running to be
You're
your
looking
next
at the clock.
congressman literally cannot read data.
This guy's breaking
Because
down in real time. He's like
70%
looking at the clock. He's like,
of
please
the
get me
people-
out of here.
I think I'm doing pretty
You looked
good.
at the clock, dude. You're breaking down in real time. I can see your face is like twitching.
I think I'm just chilling.
You don't seem like it.
Because here's the reality, is that under Barack Obama, we know that we focus more on the convicted criminals, and you guys just aren't. I'm sorry that the numbers don't back up what you're talking about, but that's just
They
the
literally
reality.
do. They literally do.
This is just going to be just so beautiful because when they show this fact check, we're just
Yeah.
going to, I guess one of us is going to go viral over this, I guess.
Pause.
How can a guy be so confident in something and be so wrong?
I think we paused.
Pause.
Okay. Well,
This is going to be a great fact check, I will say.
Hey, it's great to meet you.
Good to see you, brother.
I'm going to start saying something that might not make everyone else like me, but I actually think you've been real honest during this conversation. And so, but I want to start with, I don't know if it's 30 or if it's 70% as y'all were debating, but even if it's 30%, shouldn't all of those 30% be deported?
Here's the problem.
Of course, those 30% should be deported. That's not even the question. That's not even the question. Should people who break laws should be deported? That's not even a question. This is actually what's supposed to happen, is that these people get deported. So like they're playing this game to a well, should they be deported? Duh, that's the fucking law.
Is that ICE has a certain amount of resources. Just like, for example, police officers. We have a lot of our officers focusing on violent crime. So when it comes to the limited resources that ICE has, I would say that it would make more sense to go after the worst of the worst.
Yes.
Violent terrorists that are in this country. We focus more on those folks under Barack Obama's administration, and I think that it makes more sense to go after those folks.
That's not true. They did not focus on mainly those people. No. They were literally doing the same fucking thing that Trump is doing now. It's just that it wasn't popularized. It wasn't on TV every single day. Liberals went to fucking brunch. Like, no, get out of here. That's bullshit. Barack Obama was sending back these same motherfuckers who was just going back to going to work and just chilling, enjoying their fucking life. He was sending back those same people. So that's a goddamn lie.
Folks now, because currently what we're seeing is an ICE that's literally going to go get folks blanket across the country. It's leading to so many mistakes, like, for example, the grad student, the student that was a college student in Georgia that was literally detained in an ICE detention facility for 2 weeks, literally as a result of a mistaken identity. I don't think that that's something that keeps us more safe in this country.
So can we start with points of agreement? I think that might be
Sure.
useful. can we, regardless of how we get there, can we agree that those 30% who got deported should have been deported?
The what? The convicted
The
criminals?
convicted criminals.
Yes.
Which you said is 30.
Yes.
Someone said it was 70. Whatever.
Everybody agrees with that. That's not a building block. That's not a building block to where we can say, well, can we just agree with that? Everybody agrees with that.
Yes.
So we start there. Okay.
Yes.
So now we have to talk about the remaining, I'm going to say 70%.
Yes.
Because I believe your stat. To me, it seems that those people are also making our civilization unsafe because they promote a culture of lawlessness. When you have
So how did you get to the 30% that are committing crimes? We agree that they should be deported, and then you say, well, the 70% are here, they should be deported because they could potentially commit crimes. If that was the fucking case, well, shit. White men are at about 80% when it comes to child porn. How about we just fucking deport every fucking white man? If that's going to be the case, if that's your barometer, then let's just deport every fucking white man because according to the stats, they have a proclivity to looking up child porn and raping children. If that is your standard, fuck out of here.
have a set of person, a category of person who is by definition an outlaw, they themselves have to be afraid of the police for normal things. And they encourage their friends then to be afraid.
No, that's untrue. Being an outlaw has nothing to fuck to do with being afraid of the police. It has nothing to fuck to do with it. As a black man, a black person, when I'm driving down the street and them fucking lights go off, nigga, I get afraid because I could be in the midst of taking my last motherfucking breaths. So being an outlaw has nothing to fuck to do with being afraid with police. That's nonsense.
Afraid of the police for normal things. And so you create a culture where people are afraid of the police because of things that have nothing.
No, the culture of being afraid of the police is police brutality. This is why motherfuckers are afraid of the police. This is why people run, especially younger people. They run because they are afraid of the police. But when you have little white kids, they'll approach the police. And they'll say, hey, yeah, you know, I stole. And those kids are more likely to be taken back to those parents. Whereas black kids, they're likely to get fucking shot if they reaching in to their fucking pocket to get their goddamn ID. We've seen these things, excuse me. We've seen these things over and over and over again. It has nothing to fuck to do with you being a citizen. It has everything to do with the police and how they police. That's what it has to do with. Knock that shit off.
Thing to do with them. And so when these people are around, they actually make it such that the people near them can't be pro-police. And so if you deport the people who aren't criminals themselves, but who exist.
Who the fuck in their mind would ever be pro-police? Now, see, one can make the argument, if you were to go back to the 50s and 60s, that, hey, you know, you could be pro-police based on different factors. But today, when you see the police, when they arise or they're called or summoned, these motherfuckers show up with flak jackets. They show up with grenades and all of this body armor and all of this shit on them. They don't look like police. They don't look like they're there to actually fucking help you. They treat you like a suspect. They treat you like a suspect. They treat you like you're a person that is actively engaging into a crime. And then secondarily, you have a so-called right to have a gun on your person in this fucking country. You have a so-called right to have a gun on your person. But the moment that you tell them that you have this gun on your person, they get itchy. They start getting scared. So the motherfuckers with guns get scared that other people have guns. So you have these 2A dick suckers that want to fucking give fellatio to the fucking police like this idiot. But it's like, yo, The police don't respect your goddamn rights for having a gun. It's because they're so worried of getting shot. Which is a crazy cyclical fucking effect. Because if you don't want anybody to have fucking guns, and this is part of the reason why they're so fucking afraid, then let's just do away with the goddamn Second Amendment. But they don't want to do it away with the Second Amendment. Because there's so much money to be made. There's so much money to be made. They want to sell guns. They want to sell bullets. They want to sell all of these things, targets, all of this shit. They want to sell this over and over and over again. So this is why you have these so-called organizations lobby for this shit. Knowing that gun culture and guns are one of the highest things that's killing Americans every single fucking day. But this is what they want to engage in. Why the fuck would you ever be pro-police when they don't respect any of your fucking rights? None of your fucking rights. On average, there's 5 lawsuits that are going against police a day here in America. On average. You can go to a random fucking city and there's lawsuits that are being levied against the police of these towns, these cities, every single fucking day. Why? It's because the police are not respecting people's rights. And in order for them to feel like their life is gonna be saved, they have to fucking break your rights. They have to go past your rights. And this is what it is. You don't have a right to have a fucking weapon in this goddamn country when a police is involved. They tell, oh yeah, you can have a gun, you can have a gun, you can have a gun. But when Alex Preddy had his motherfucking gun, they claimed that they shot him because he had a weapon. But then what we see in the video is that the weapon was removed from him and he still was murdered and assassinated for not having a weapon. Because these motherfuckers are so goddamn scared. They're so fucking scared of the people actually being armed that they feel that they got to not only pump in 2 bullets, not 4, not 6, not 8, but 10 bullets they had to pump in the fucking Alex Preddy. One officer got so motherfucking scared, he unloaded 5, and then the other officer got so scared next to him, he started pumping in fucking bullets into the dude. He started pumping bullets. One may say, well, damn. Well, shit, you just shot the nigga twice. Is that enough? But then they give you this bullshit. Well, once you start squeezing, fear takes over. Well, what the fuck were you so scared of? Do you not know that this is a part of the line of duty? See, police officers and these motherfuckers, they want to have it, they want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to say, damn, I want to stand up for my community and this and this and that. But they also want to protect their fucking lives. Nigga, fuck your life, nigga. Fuck your life. It doesn't work that way. You have to be willing to give up your life if you want to protect some shit. But they don't want to do that. They rather take your life and apologize for it later than have their shit taken. Fuck police. Straight like that.
As a category of outlaw, and you remove this outlaw category, you no longer have this semi-enforced law situation, and then we can move to a place where we have fully enforced law. And so I think that we both agree that less crime is good, like obviously, and I think that the best way to get rid of crime is to police crime. When you punish criminals, they stop doing crime. But
no, that's silly. That's dumb as hell. Because see, what this dude wants to do is he wants to look at the cough and say, "Damn, you're coughing. So let's help you from stop coughing and let's give you a cough suppressant." Let's give you a cough suppressant. Let's not give you the flu shot. Let's not fix this shit before it happens. Let's just give you the flu shot. Let's just let me give you some motherfucking Robitussin. This is what he's saying. He's not asking to try to try to figure out how do we figure out why does crime happen. Now there's certain types of crime that you can just never get around because there's defects in the human mind, and some of these motherfuckers are just crazy and need to be put goddamn down. Those are simple things. We understand those, but outside of that, when we look at a lot of these crimes that take place. A lot of these crimes take place due to strenuous economic systems that are being placed on these people. So you have Elon Musk talking some shit about, he puts on Twitter, hey man, money doesn't fix everything. No, you're right. It doesn't fix every motherfucking thing. But you know what? If I didn't have to worry about or catch a headache or my blood pressure go up fucking high, trying to think about how the fuck I'm gonna pay this bill next month, that'd make it a lot goddamn easier. Like, these people are full of shit.
You need people to believe in the police. You need people to love the police. You need people to want to be safe.
No, fuck the police, nigga. We don't need to love these motherfuckers. Why should we love these people when we know how they operate? We know how this group of people operate, and these people that they can shoot first and we ask questions later. This is how these people operate. They have qualified immunity. They have qualified immunity to where they're automatically looked at as they did the right and justified thing. And then they can go into fucking court and lie and say, well, I was in fear of my life. Knowing good and fucking well, a lot of these times they're not in fear of their fucking life. It's 5 of you motherfuckers that's over this one person, and you're the only person that pulled out your fucking gun and shot. That tells me that you were the only nigga that was scared. You was the only person that was scared, but you pulled out your gun and you pumped the whole clip into this motherfucker. If we actually started holding police accountable for the things that they actually do, you know what you're going to have? You're going to have less people that sign up. That's true. But what you're also going to have is you're going to have the people that sign up that want to do the fucking job. They want to do the job. Because it's rare. It's rare that you get a person that's working a job that they actually want to do that fucking job. Most people do the job for the goddamn paycheck. Most people don't want to do. Look at your job right now. Do you want to do that motherfucking job? Nigga, no, you don't want to do that goddamn job. You do it for the paycheck. When the motherfucker that was hiring you, and they asked you, well, why do you want to work here? You know the first thing that ran through your mind? Shit, nigga, I need a job. That's the first thing that ran through your mind. But you had to lie to him. You had to lie to him and tell him some other shit that sounded kind of sweet and savory. But the only reason anybody fucking works is because of money. That's it.
Undocumented immigrants commit less crime than American citizens.
I think it's probably true. But the problem is that if they get caught up in...
So if they commit less crime, then how does that fill the narrative that you're referring to?
For example, imagine I'm an illegal immigrant. I'm not. But imagine that I was. And some crime happened to me. I am less likely to call the police because I'm afraid that I could get deported. And same thing if I'm in a group of people and one of us is an illegal immigrant and a crime happens, we are now afraid to call the police because of what might happen to our friend. And so this category of outlaw creates a culture of not believing in police.
Let's see if we can agree on this. Okay. I support making sure that we can have a strong border in our country.
Yes, sir.
I think that that's fair.
Thank you.
Okay. I do not support violent criminals in our country.
Yes, sir.
I don't think the vast majority of Americans do. I also support making sure that there's a pathway to citizenship for those that are here that are undocumented. So the question then comes, what do we do with the limited resources that ICE has in front of us? I personally believe that we should be more focused on convicted criminals.
Yes.
Violent people that are in our country. But when we have a system in which 70% of the people that are literally detained by ICE itself are those that have not been convicted of a crime. 47% of those people have not even been charged with a crime. They're just people that
53% have been charged with a crime then?
What?
So 53% have.
No bullshit. And see, this is regular Democrat capitulation nonsense. Well, I think we should be focused on the immigrants that are committing crimes. So if that's the case, then why the fuck is Border Patrol in Minnesota? If that's the case, then why is Border Patrol in Minnesota? You know why they're there? You know why they're there? It's because they need more fucking people there to continue doing the shit that they're doing. No, what you need to do is you need to defund fucking ICE and go back to the system that we already fucking had, which was obviously working. You didn't have fucking hundreds of people dying in fucking ICE custody. Already this year, you done had like 10, 15 people die in fucking ICE custody. How is that even possible? That these people are dying in ICE custody. You got fucking Trump building alligator Auschwitz in South Florida. All of this other stupid shit he's doing. All of this dumb shit he's doing. And then you get a fucking rug-pulling, dick-sucking Democrat that says, well, see, we need to focus on this. No, you don't need to focus on that. You need to rein in ICE, defund the shit, and go back to the system that we already had. Because the system that we had previously, yeah, even while I even disagree with this shit, they weren't just killing people willy-fucking-nilly. They weren't executing people on the goddamn street left and fucking right. There's a brother in Atlanta who's a fucking double amputee. A double amputee. This dude has been in this goddamn country since he was 2 years old. He got 7 fucking kids here. Excuse me, made 7 kids here. Been in this country for 40 plus years. And they got this nigga in a fucking camp because he's an illegal. And he was here since he was 2 years old. The fuck are y'all talking about? Dude been here 40 plus years, a double amputee, got no fucking legs, bro. Get out of here. What type of stupid shit is that? The little kid that they had in a fucking cage for about a week, they're about to deport him back to Ecuador. For what? What about the other dude that they had his mom locked up and the son, this nigga had terminal cancer. And he fucking died before his mother ever got a chance to see him again. What about that shit? Does none of this shit matter? Do any of these things matter? To these fucking disgusting hacks? No, it don't fucking matter. To these pieces of shit, it don't matter. Because they're not them. They say, fuck it, build a bridge, get over it, because they don't care.
Have been charged with a crime then?
No, that's not what I
You
said.
just said 47% haven't been charged.
47%.
So
I'm
what
sorry,
percent
I'm sorry.
have been?
Yeah, 53%
So
have been
over
charged.
half are charged with a crime.
Yeah, if you look at what the 47% number before Trump got in office, it was around 10%-ish.
Okay.
Right? So what I'm saying is that we should be more focused on rounding up convicted criminals in this country, people that are going to be doing things as it is.
So would you agree on giving more money?
Why do you need to be more focused on some shit that we already were doing in this country? See, this is why Democrats are fucking useless. This is why Democrats are fucking useless. Because his answer to the problem is to, well, let's just focus on more of the shit that we was already doing. Fuck are you talking about? Focus on the same shit we was already focusing on? No, how about we give these people a pathway to fucking citizenship? Because a lot of these people that you're going to their fucking job to arrest, detain, then deport, they're helping the fucking country that you claim that you fucking love, you shithead. So what the fuck are you talking about? Let's focus more. How about we focus on more of giving these people a pathway to citizenship? How about that? Is that too much to fucking ask? Of course it is.
to ICE to go get all the convicted criminals.
But that's not really what's happening, right? We're already paying ICE. We're literally spending more money on ICE this year than the Spanish military is on their entire thing. And we're seeing the results.
Well, because that's Spain.
Well,
Yeah, we're spending a lot of motherfucking money on ICE. And guess what the Democrats just voted to do? They just voted to continue funding ICE. Even though when we look at the fucking constituency, it's fucking 85% that says we need to defund it. 80% of the Democrat fucking electorate is saying no, let's defund ICE. This is why you shouldn't fuck with Democrats. It's because Democrats would never do what their constituency wants. They would never fucking do it. And this is why you get the ratchet effect. This is why you get the ratchet effect with the fucking Democrats. The fucking Republicans do some shit, shift the Overton window, shift fucking policies, more and more right wing. These motherfuckers get into office, and what do? They keep it the exact same fucking way and tell you that they can't do shit. Tell you that they can't do a fucking thing. Upwards of 85% of Democrats said, hey, you know what? Let's get Medicare for all. These motherfuckers had everything, the House, the Senate, and what did they choose to do? Not to fucking do it. But these stupid motherfuckers still vote for Democrats day in, fucking day out, year in, year out, and it's like the Democrats are going to change something. No, the fuck they're not. The Democrats are not going to change anything. They're not going to make anything fucking better for you. They're not going to do it. And it's not due to the lack of ability. It's due to the lack of them giving a fuck. Because the Democrats is not just black people. So when you look in 2022 to where Biden had the House and the motherfucking Senate, what did he choose to do? Did he choose to do Medicare for all? No. Fuck out of here.
but I'm just saying. Well,
Like, I don't want to talk about the Spanish
but come on. I mean, that's an
military.
entire military.
It's not 1453.
I mean, but that's an
Like,
entire military, right? What I'm saying is,
I'm sure it's more than
what I'm saying.
militaries
What I'm
of-
saying. What I'm saying is that it doesn't make sense to me that we're spending all this money and 70% of the people that we're deporting, right? So at the end result, right? Not just
Right,
the folks
right.
that are detained. The end result of the folks that we're saying, okay, we're going to get you out of here.
Yeah.
70% of them have not been convicted.
So
of
can we
crime.
address
And
the
I think
fact
that's an
that
issue.
having a category of person who is an outlaw, who cannot rely on the police, makes the entire neighborhood unsafe?
Because what's happening in this country is that
You fucking idiot. He's an enemy to his own fucking message. What the fuck do you think sanctuary cities are for? What do you think sanctuary cities are for? Sanctuary cities, they serve as a dual purpose. So if an immigrant who's not here legally and they witness a fucking crime, and if they call the police, they can have that person, whoever it is, locked up. But what happens is these people find out, the police find out that this person is also an immigrant. So what happens? They take this fucking person also to jail, detain them, and they get deported back. This is the entire fucking purpose of fucking sanctuary cities. But what does Donald Trump feed into these fucking numbskulls' head? Yeah, we can't have sanctuary cities. We can't have no. This whole fucking bullshit about being afraid of the goddamn police is dumb. These immigrants wouldn't be afraid of the police if they actually had channels to where they could report crime, to where they could actually report the shit. You think you think immigrants want crime in their fucking neighborhoods? Are you stupid? Are you dumb? Especially if you feeding us this bullshit about there's all of these fucking cartels in Mexico and all of this nonsense. And then they come here. You think they still want that? If that is the case, which we know is bullshit. If that is the case, then why don't we give them a pathway to say, hey, you know what? You can call the police. You can call the fucking police and we won't fuck with you. This is why they turn their head and look the other fuck away in a lot of these goddamn cities. Because if they have to come in for questioning, if they have to come in for a fucking deposition and they're found out that they're not here legally, they get sent back. So they're incentivized not to say any fucking thing, even if it will make their community worse.
Those people that are undocumented are those that commit crimes at a low rate. Here's the real thing.
Yeah, but you're not
wait,
addressing what I'm saying.
because here's what
You've
really
missed what I'm
because
talking about.
Because here's what makes us less safe. What makes us less safe in this country is going and having someone to do these complete raids, and you go find these mistaken cases of identity in which American citizens have been detained.
Tragedies, everyone.
Every single one of them.
Every single
and those are at an increase.
All 10 of them.
That makes us far more.
No, that doesn't make us more unsafe. That's bullshit. That doesn't make us more unsafe. That just outrages people. That does not make us more unsafe because they got thousands of fucking jackbooted fucking thugs taking illegals out of the country. That doesn't make us unsafe. That does not make us more unsafe. No, the fuck it doesn't.
More unsafe than what the thing that you're talking about
All
in these
policing
policies
is always going to have mistakes, but if you want to claim that just
those
because
situations
there are
have
some,
increased.
well, because policing has increased.
So what's happening in this country is that what you're focusing on rounding up people that have not been convicted of a crime,
Who are a
and as a result,
category of
and,
outlaw.
and as a result
Can you
of that,
address the
you
fact
lead
that
to
those
American
people make
citizens
neighborhoods
being
more
detained.
unsafe?
See, this is what this white dude is doing. What he's basically saying is all of these immigrants, they make our country more unsafe. Like that's what he's saying in a nutshell. All of these immigrants make our country more unsafe, even though when we look at the stats and we look at the numbers, they're less likely to fucking do crime. So this is why they point out certain immigrants that did do crime. This is why Donald Trump and J.D. Vance made up the whole story about Ohio, saying they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, all of this shit. Made up the fucking story. Only for fucking J.D. Vance to come out and say, well, yeah, we made it up. After they won, he told you, yeah, we made that up. Because these motherfuckers are being lied to, and these MAGA dummies are being lied to, and they're going along with that shit.
No, I'm
All
not going to say that at
policing
all.
is always going to have some accidents, and they're all terrible, and they should all not happen. But if you're going to have a system, you're going to mistake sometimes. And they're all bad, and I'm opposed to all of them. But I'm talking about, first, we agreed on the 30%, which is a huge point of agreement that I think we need to elevate. And then on the 70%, these people cannot be regulated by the system in the correct way. They do not.
Okay, so when you say these people cannot be relegated, he's not talking about those 30% that are already fucking getting sent back. These 30% that he's talking about that are already getting sent back, he's not talking about them. He's actually talking about the 70% that he wants to send back because he doesn't want these fucking people here. These are fucking white supremacists, like through and through. These are white supremacists through and through. Let's go.
Trust the system in the correct way. They definitionally, by the status of who they are, make the neighborhood less safe because it makes so everybody in the neighborhood.
Who makes them less safe? Is it the 30% that's already being taken away and deported? Or is it the 70% that haven't committed fucking crimes? Which one is it? Is it the 30% that commit crimes and are already fucking being taken away? Or is it the 70% that are not fucking committing crimes? Which one is it? Which one is it, sir?
Can't rely on the police or their friend might get deported. So you have to remove these people in order to get rid of this semi-enforced, semi-category of law. You have to do that. Do you not believe that? Do
Are you
not
saying
understand
that
So in other words, let's remove 100% of them because 30% may commit crimes. Let's remove 100% of them because 30% may commit crimes. Well, if that's the case, then let's jail every fucking white motherfucker in America because upwards of 78 to 80% of these white motherfuckers, they commit crimes against children. So let's just jail all you motherfuckers. If that's the case, let's jail all white males. Because when we look at who looks at child porn, when we look at who abuses fucking children, they are the ones that are doing it. Upwards of 80%. So let's jail all of these motherfuckers because 80% of the people are doing this shit. Let's just jail them all.
That neighborhoods that have high percentages of undocumented people are oftentimes some of the most violent neighborhoods in cities. Is that what you're saying?
That might be the case. I'm not sure. But it's probably would be the
that's
case.
true at
But it doesn't. That's not what I'm
If
trying
you look
to
at
say.
cities that have
I'm
higher
saying
percentages
that-
of undocumented populations, those cities oftentimes have lower crime rates.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was the case or which way that would go. But I'm telling you, you have to address this category of outlaw. I don't know why we're going in circles here. Do you not believe that?
Because I don't think that the argument that you're making really has anything to do with the root of the issue.
The root of the issue.
The root of the
safety
issue.
of
The
Americans.
root of the issue is about safety.
Yes.
And if we have the fact that our ICE, as it stands today, is more focused on rounding up people that have not been even accused of a crime instead of violent terrorists that are in this country, violent people in America, I think that that itself makes us less safe. Because here's who's celebrating: the people in this country that are doing wrong, because they know that people are more focusing on going to a Fiesta or a grocery store or a Home Depot or a place of work or a plant or somewhere else
You
to
think
round up
criminals
people.
are celebrating this?
I would say so, because they're literally being rounded up at a lower rate.
Okay, pause. You've been voted out by the majority.
It's great to talk with you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Danielle.
Hi, how are you?
One of the issues that Trump mainly won on was immigration from both sides. And
Yeah, Trump ran and won on racism. That's what the fuck he ran and won on. Just why you see that 90% of this fucking audience of these so-called MAGAs, they're white. They want these people out of their their so-called country. They want these people out because Trump told them what the fuck to think. That's it.
I find disingenuous the selective outrage to what makes it safe.
What do you mean by that?
Well, we have tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of children missing and not accounted for since the open borders.
Oh, wow. So we have so many children missing. Let's just blame it on the fucking immigrants. Were there hundreds of thousands of fucking kids missing last year, the year before that, the year before that? Are we going to have tens of thousands of fucking kids missing this year, the year after, and the year after this? Yes. This is how the fuck this shit works. Children go missing. Do we just deport every fucking body? Like, none of this shit makes any fucking a sense. Like, none of it, like, there's not a cogent argument around.
We have $150 billion spent from American taxpayer dollars to house and educate and give welfare to illegal aliens. This takes away.
Okay, so what she's not understanding is a great portion of that so-called 150 billion. That is also going to the what did they say earlier? The 2.1 people that chose the self-deport. They gave everybody $5,000. What the fuck is 5,000 times 2 fucking billion? What's 5,000 times 2 billion? That's number one. And number two, when they're keeping these people in these fucking camps, they have to build these camps. They have to hire people to build these fucking camps. And they hold these people in these motherfucking camps for long periods of fucking times. So that is what that money is going to. The fuck is she talking about?
Example of that.
Well, I mean, just look in New York, the $12 billion spent on housing immigrants in hotels. Just alone in California, $23 billion was taken away from our educational system.
Oh, look at this. We spent all of these billions of dollars on housing and maintaining all of these fucking immigrants. Oh my God, I hate the immigrants so fucking bad. I hate these fucking immigrants. We spent so much money. We spent so much money. Now let's ask the question. If we were to take that $150 billion and we were to give it to poor fucking Americans, would she want you to give it to poor Americans? No. She's a fucking shit-eating goddamn capitalist. She doesn't want you to give it to poor Americans. She doesn't want you to give that money to Americans at all. So when these motherfuckers sit up here and say, oh, man, we're spending this money, we're giving Israel $5 billion a year, and we're doing spending all of this money on immigrants and this and that. If we were to take all of that fucking money, and give it back to the American people, in forms of SNAP benefits and in forms of housing and shit like that. Would she be okay with it? No, she would fucking hate it. She would want to vote against it if she could vote against it. These people are un-American. They fucking hate you. Especially the rich. These motherfuckers hate that you get fucking $230 a goddamn month for food stamp SNAP benefits, but they're totally okay for when Elon Musk gets fucking $800 million a year. They're totally okay with that. They're totally okay because they have this stupid shit in their fucking mind that he's gonna send them to Mars one fucking day. Wrangle all of that fucking money, add it up. These people don't give a fuck about the money. They don't care about this fucking money. And they don't care about you. Well, damn, you know what? We got rid of all of the fucking immigrants. Okay. We stopped giving money to Israel. We stopped USAID. Now what we have is we have $100 billion. What do you think we should do with this $100 billion? I think that what we should do is free college, that we should do Medicare for all. I think we should start on those two things. And then we should do some high-speed rail and invest in our infrastructure. Because as quiet as it's kept, America has over 10,000 fucking bridges that have been graded a fucking D and are ready to break. Like how we just saw like 2 years ago in Maryland. We have over 10,000 of those fucking atrocities about to fucking happen. Yes, if you travel to work every single day over a goddamn bridge, this shit is about to fucking happen, and you better hope that you're not on that motherfucker when it happens to you. Oh, excuse me, when it happens, because it is going to happen. We have over 10,000 fucking bridges that were given the rating of a D, which means that they are going to fail and they're about to fail eventually. Do we want to do that? No, we don't want to do that. These fucking disgusting white motherfuckers, these dumbass capitalists, they don't give a fuck about you. What they want is for America to spend that money with them so they can create businesses and shit like that and get subsidies from the government. They want the subsidies. But they don't want to have to subsidize a person that may need some SNAP benefits or that may need a home. Fuck no. Or subsidize childcare. Fuck no. They don't want that. So this is why you can never, ever listen to a MAGA, a Republican, a stupid fucking Democrat who tells you, hey, man, we need to stop giving money to these people. Okay, so if we stop giving money to those people, what are we going to do with the money? Are we going to give it back to the American people? Are we going to try to pay off some of this fucking debt? Fuck no. Why would we do something that fucking intelligent? That doesn't make any sense. You mean to tell me we're going to do something so fucking intelligent that we're actually going to try to fix our fucking bridges and roads? that have eroded so much to the fucking point to where we're gonna have disasters in the next fucking 10 years and they're gonna be popping back to back to back to fucking. Why the fuck will we do something that fucking intelligent? Are you dumb? This is America. So never listen to these people when they say, oh, we give these people money, we give these people money, we give this group of people money. Never listen to these people because they don't want anybody to have the money. And secondarily, they look at the poor people here in America as foreigners. If you make less than $120,000 a year, nigga, you are a part of the working poor. That's your fucking class, nigga. Realize it. You are a part of the working poor. You're not poor, but you're a part of the working poor. That's who the fuck class you reside in. You're not middle class. You're a part of the working motherfucking poor. Yes, you may have a motherfucking nice house. Yes, you may be able to pay for this or pay for that. But you are a part of the working poor. You're not a part of the middle class. You're not. America took that motherfucking dream out to the backyard, grabbed himself a motherfucking bag, and put 2 bullet holes in the fucking American dream. That shit is dead. It's dead. The American dream is dead. But let's go.
To support illegal immigrants. Is that safe for the hardworking American, for the veterans who...
Hold on, let me read this fact check. It says the claim likely refers to a 2014 estimate from the Foundation for American Immigrants Reform that citing providing education, health care, law enforcement, and social and government services to immigrants illegally in the state and their dependents cost Californians $25.3 million. So fucking what? So what? Who gives a fuck? Okay, well, shit. Let's just take all of this money away from these people. What? Look, now we got $25.3 billion fucking dollars. What do you want to do with it, Mrs. White Lady? Well, see, the first thing I want to do is I want to give Elon Musk another fucking subsidy, and I want to give Bank of America, let's bail them out again because, you know, that took like $2 or $3 trillion to bail them motherfuckers out like this fucking idiot Obama did. Yeah, let's keep bailing these motherfuckers out. So now we got this AI shit, and this is a fucking $4 or $5 trillion operation to where they're going to need a bailout because, hey, what's gonna happen if I can't create my fucking AI cat videos or whatever the fuck stupid shit I'm doing with AI? Oh my God, the shit is gonna be bad if I can't use AI to create a fucking thumbnail. Waste. Oh, how about we use this $25 billion to build 10 more fucking data centers that are extracting so much fucking water and raising up the fucking electric prices for the people that live around them? How about we do that? That makes more fucking sense. We can take that $25 billion and we can build more fucking data centers. That's what we could do. Shut the fuck up.
have to wait behind illegals who get fast-tracked in their health care? Is that safe for them? Now, I probably find a...
See, if everybody had health care, you wouldn't give a fuck. You wouldn't give a fuck. And it wouldn't even hurt you. If everybody, when they got paid, if they just paid a mere $5 a month that was subtracted from their fucking paycheck, everybody would get health care. Everybody. By getting rid of the for-profit healthcare system, by just getting rid of that shit, we save damn near upwards of $600 billion fucking dollars. Because you know what? We don't have to deal with the middleman anymore. All of these motherfuckers in these goddamn call centers that are just gonna fucking deny you 20 motherfucking times. We don't gotta deal with them. All of this shit matters. These motherfuckers have buildings that rent has to get paid, light get paid. If we just get rid of that motherfucking middleman, and then we get rid of these motherfuckers charging you $400-500 a motherfucking month, get rid of that shit. But these motherfuckers, they rather pay that $450-500 a month instead of just paying $5-10 a month that comes from their fucking paycheck so everybody can have fucking health care. No. They don't want that shit. They don't want that shit. They want to continue the ritual, if you will, of 50,000 people going bankrupt every fucking year because they can't pay their fucking medical bills. And you may say, well, damn, pay your medical bills. Shit, if something happened to me, I just go to the motherfucking doctor and they stitch me up and I'm out. Well, yeah, you ain't got to pay then. But if you need some cancer treatment and you need to be coming back every motherfucking week, nigga, you need to pay that shit, or else they're not finna give you no help. Can you imagine this fucking world, bro, to where you have some kind of cancer and you trying to just live, and these motherfuckers ask you, before you go get treatment, they ask you for another 20, 30, or 40 fucking $1,000? Can you imagine this fucking world? This world is prevalent. And it happens to so many people every single fucking day in this goddamn country. But if you lived in any other fucking so-called developed country, this doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. You could go to places that they fucking hate, like Cuba. It doesn't exist in Cuba. Go to any so-called first world country, this shit doesn't exist. You could go to Spain. You can go to France. You could go to Spain right now and sprain your fucking ankle and you'll leave with a cast. You sprain your fucking ankle and you're fucking Ecuadorian or Spanish or French, nigga, you're going to have a bill leaving this bitch. You're going to have a bill. But sprain your ankle in Italy or some shit, they're going to admit you, stitch you, and send you the fuck back out. Nothing you got to do. You ain't got to pay a fucking dime. You good. But for some reason, Americans think, yeah, man, I don't want to have to pay any money for somebody else getting something free. I don't want to have to pay for that shit. You mean to tell me if we took $5, fuck the $450 that you pay for insurance, if we took $5 or $10 from your fucking paycheck and everybody would be covered, you wouldn't want to do that shit? Nope, I don't want to do it. Because I don't want to have to pay for nobody else. I'm a fucking idiot. I'd rather pay the $450, $550 for my fucking family, nigga. I'm a dummy. That's what the fuck I'm going to do. I'm going to pay for this shit. Huh? This is the only country that operates this way. This is the only fucking country, so-called first world country on the face of this fucking earth that operates this way. And then they say, well, everybody has health care because even if you're poor, you could go to the doctor and you know, once shit is so fucked up, you could go to the doctor. Okay, yeah, that's when shit is so fucked up. But what happens is the reason why you wait so fucking long when you go to the emergency room is because that shit is filled. It's filled with so many people that's there because they never got preventative care. As Americans, we don't focus on preventative care. McDonald's is trying to fucking sell us all of this shit on TV, everywhere we fucking go. McDonald's, Wendy's telling you the 4 for $4 box. The 4 for $4 box. They trying to sell you all of this fucking heart clogging bullshit that cholesterol shit that you don't even fucking need. This shit you don't even fucking need. But guess what? We eat it the fuck up every goddamn day. We eat it every damn day. And we don't even practice preventative care. You don't go to your fucking doctor every 2 to 3 months. Most people don't got insurance to go. So when their arteries get clogged and these motherfuckers have a goddamn heart attack, that's when they're rushed to the emergency room. This is why the shit is so packed. It's so fucking flooded. Because people are not going every fucking 2 to 3 months. If you were taking your fucking ass to the doctor every 2 to 3 months, the doctor would tell you, hey man, you gotta lay off this shit. Lay off that. Lay off this. Lay off this. Lay off that. The doctor would tell you to lay off of that shit. And at least you would have an idea. Yeah, some niggas is still just gonna, they just want their cheeseburgers. They want that Big Mac. I get that. But a lot of people don't even know what kind of problems they fucking have with their goddamn body. It's some goddamn women, you fuck with them and their whole shit smell like 40 going north. It smells disgusting. Because they don't even take care of their fucking body. You just like, God damn, why does this shit smell like this? And, you know, you just like, I just can't fuck with you. Like, your shit smells horrible. Because A, they don't take care of their body. B, they don't go to the doctor regularly. Like, this is what's happening. Like, God damn, your shit stink. Like, what the fuck is up with your box? Like, you ain't going to the doctor? That bitch ain't got no motherfucking health care. She can't go to the motherfucking shit and do her shit every 2 or 3 months. She on a wing in a motherfucking prayer. For real. It's disgusting. But this is what we do here in America. If you ain't got the money, America is a goddamn pay as you go. Buy now, pay later fucking scam. Buy now, pay later. If you ain't got the money, let's play a little bit more.
Agreement with you that people who want to do it the right way, there should be less bureaucracy. There should be people who want to contribute to the American dream, who are here in good faith. We want, my father's an immigrant. My grandparents are immigrants. But you have.
So she's one of these disgusting fucking whores who decided to say, hey, well, you know what, I'm an immigrant. So let me kick the fucking ladder down. Now that I've gotten to the top of the building, I'm going to kick the fucking ladder down because everybody else down there are zombies. I got to the top. Let me just kick the fucking ladder down and say, fuck everybody else. Let me just kick the ladder down. Fuck them. We don't care that they got here and they're here illegally, but they're fucking working. Why don't we give these people pathways to citizenship instead of just looking at everybody as a fucking criminal?
Have to do it the right way. And sometimes when you have such irresponsible
When Europeans got here, did they do it the right way? When Europeans came to America, did they do it the right fucking way? Because last time I checked, they was passing out fucking COVID blankets to the Native Americans and getting them the fuck out of here.
management of the borders, as we've seen with open borders for the last few years,
So what is
there
Donald-
will be
Question.
sometimes an overcorrection.
What is Donald Trump doing to make it easier to do things the right way?
Well, he's closed the borders. That's number one.
No, that's not what I asked you. I said, what is he doing to make it easier to?
That's a lie. Donald Trump did not close the borders, because if you say Donald Trump closed the borders, what you're saying is that they were open before, which they fucking weren't. They weren't open before. So did CBP not fucking exist before fucking Donald Trump? Did INS not fucking exist before Donald Trump? Did ICE not exist before Donald Trump? Like, these people they're spoon-fed this shit, and they believe it. So you mean to tell me the directive that came down from Joseph R. Biden was, anybody that's coming across, let them the fuck in? Well, how the fuck is that the case if he deported 3 million people? How is that the case? How did he deport millions of fucking people if the border was open? How is that the case? He didn't deport millions, hundreds. He didn't deport thousands. He didn't deport hundreds of thousands. He deported millions of fucking people. Like, they say this shit so matter-of-factly to where you would think that is true, but it's not. Joe Biden deported millions of motherfuckers. Millions of people. And they just say this shit like, oh, close the borders. Donald Trump closed the borders. How the fuck did he close the borders?
To come across the border the right way.
Well, he's making new policies
Like
where,
what?
well, he has to ensure that they're actually asylum seeking.
No, that's not what I asked though. What is he doing to make it easier for the? Because you just said that you support making
Legal
it easier
immigration.
for legal immigration.
Yes,
Right? I think that
yes.
we all probably should agree with that.
Yeah.
What is he doing to advance that goal?
Well, the first thing you do is you have to cut off the huge drain of open border policy where
That's not what I asked you.
Okay, well, again, and I think the
Can
theme
you just
here,
tell me
the
one
theme
thing,
here
one-
today
one
is well, he's
possible
shut
thing?
the borders.
That's not what I asked you.
But that's a major thing. You
I asked
have
you,
to
what
start at the root
specific
cause
thing
and
is
go
he
from
doing
there. Well,
to
I
make
mean,
it easier for people to legally come into this country.
well, I know when he was in the first term, he
I'm
had
not
the
talking-
Remain in
we're not
Mexico
talking-
policy. I'm not sure of the exact policies, but what he's doing
So
is
nothing.
working. He has, again, you're skirting away from the issue.
So nothing.
Americans put Trump in office because
So
they
if a
saw
central
if
pillar-
Kamala was still in office, we would have
So if
open borders and it would be even more unsafe.
If a central pillar to your argument is making it easier for legal immigration into this country, and you cannot tell me one specific example of anything
what
he's
I-
doing
what
for
I-
people
what
to
I
come
said
across
was-
legally,
what
then
I-
how does any
You're
of that
turning
make
my
any
words
sense?
around. I do think it should be easier for the right people to come in legal
So
ways.
then what is he doing
But-
to advance that?
But again,
Hold on, let me pause this really quick because I just want to buttress my point. Joe Biden deported 4.4 million. 4.4 million people. So what the fuck are they talking about open borders? Like, this is just like a right-wing lie. It's a right-wing lie that it's a Donald Trump fucking talking point. He deported 4.4. And that includes, as I said, removals, returns, and expulsions from early 2021 to 2024. What? Donald Trump, in his campaign, kept saying, well, the borders were open, and all of this other shit, and regular people just started running with it. And this is how you get this fucking talking point right here. That they think that the borders were fucking open. The borders were not just fucking open to where anybody could just walk the fuck through. And they was just like, hey, what's going on?
in the meantime, we have a big problem of
So you-
illegals, many of
you
them
don't have
criminals.
anything.
When you talk about people who talk about unsafety, let's talk about Lincoln Riley, an American who was just jogging and living her life and was brutally murdered by an illegal alien.
Oh, okay. Lincoln Riley. Hey, that was a terrible and very sad thing that happened to the young sister. Very, very, very terrible thing. But that wasn't an immigrant thing. That was a people thing, a person thing, a human thing. She didn't get mauled by a fucking bear. She was assaulted and killed by a person. That's what happened to her. She was assaulted and killed by a person, young girl. That shit is fucked up, but that wasn't an immigrant thing, and we can't confuse the two. But they always go to these one-offs and say, well, what about this person or what about that person? And I'm going to continue to say, upwards of 80% of white people here in America consume child porn, and they're the grapest of children here in America. So what the fuck do we do with them? Okay, let's make a trade. I offer a ceasefire. Let's get rid of every motherfucking immigrant, not illegals. Let's get rid of every motherfucking immigrant. As long as we can get rid of the race that consumes the most fucking child corn, because our children are in danger with these people around, that consumes the most child corn, and that commit the most fucking crimes against children. Let's get rid of the motherfuckers. I offer a truce. Do you want to do that? Of course you don't want to fucking do that. Because these motherfuckers are your uncles, your brothers, your goddamn fathers. These white motherfuckers that are doing this shit, that's them.
Is that safe? Is that safe to let people who are gang members and nationalists and drug cartels into our country with the fentanyl crisis a real thing? Is that safe for our kids? So let's not skirt the issue.
What happened to Lake and Riley, I think every American agrees was absolutely horrific. I think we can say, and it's just like, for example, when Molly Tibbetts was killed under the Trump administration by an undocumented person in this country. This happens across, and every time it happens, it is wrong. And I think we all should say that. Any person that commits a violent crime needs to be locked up, deported. We all agree with that. But here's the central problem, is that what you're focused on is rounding up people in this country that have not been convicted of a crime. That does not make us more safe.
That's a blanket statement.
That's just simply the facts.
Trump has run.
No, the blanket statement is to round up all of the fucking immigrants because something happened to one person. That's the blanket statement, and that's what she's saying. The blanket statement is just to round up everybody and get them out. Like, okay, so you mean to tell me there's never going to be a time to where people in this country, let's just say we just deport all of these motherfucking immigrants, all immigrants. Not just the ones who've committed crimes, every single one of them. But if we do that, we're gonna have to start with that motherfucker in office by the name of Melania Trump. We're gonna have to start with her. We don't gotta put her in chains. We just gotta put her on a plane to go back to fucking Slovenia. Let's just get rid of all of these motherfuckers. If that's the case, if all of these immigrants are causing a fucking problem, let's just get rid of them all. Why are we playing these fucking games? Because see, the thing is, what Donald Trump wants to do is, this is why Donald Trump was so okay with allowing the white South Africans to come over here, because they were supposedly being targeted and all of this other shit. Why didn't you just take all of the motherfucking white South Africans? Why you just ain't take all of them? But he allowed about 30 to 40 white South Africans to come over here to America and all of this other shit. These stupid motherfuckers are waving the goddamn American flag like everything is all right. Like, come on, bro. Give me a goddamn break.
On criminals, violent criminals first.
Let me ask you a question. Of those people that are sitting in ICE detention facilities right now, how many do you think have been convicted of a violent crime? Just take a guess.
I trust.
She don't give a fuck, my nigga. She don't care how many were committed of crimes. She feel like the police have rounded them up. They need to go. They need to go. This is what her mind is set on. They need to fucking go.
The Trump
Take
administration.
a guess.
I
Just
don't
throw
know.
a number. Just take it. What do you think it could be?
Well, 100% because they're all illegal. And
I said convicted of a violent crime.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I said how many have been convicted of a violent crime?
It doesn't matter. Why have they not filed the papers? Why are they taking advantage of the systems? It doesn't matter. All of them.
What percentage
100.
of these? 100%.
Yes.
You think about only
because if they're there
only
illegally,
5% of the people in ICE detention facilities today have been convicted of a violent crime.
Are they here undocumented?
Yo, that's sad. That's sad, bro. That's sad. And the fact check says that federal data as of November 25 shows that 5% of ICE detainees have been convicted of a violent crime. That's fucking sad, bro. That's sad as fuck. So you got you got niggas in there Like, this is why our prison system is so fucked up. You got niggas in there that's convicted of jaywalking, speeding, shit like that. They're in the same fucking facility in rooms and being detained with motherfuckers that's actually sexually fucking harmed children. That's actually murdered and killed people. All of these motherfuckers are in the same goddamn room. This is why our prison system is so fucked up. It's because we just take everybody and throw them in a fucking pot and said, hey, you fucked up. You broke the law. This is where you got to sit. So you got niggas in there doing wild shit. Like, that shit's crazy, bro. That's wild. 5% of everybody that's been detained by ICE actually committed a fucking violent crime. 5%. That's wild.
Are they here undocumented?
5%. 5%.
Are they here undocumented? Wait. Are they here undocumented?
But this just screams about what people are seeing in this country. You literally believe that 100% of the people
If
in
they're
ICE facilities
undocumented-
have been convicted of a violent crime.
Okay,
Only
not
5%.
violent. I said a crime
I
is
asked
that they're
you about violent
undocumented.
crime.
I don't know the statistic of violent crime, but do you
I just
understand why they're
asked
there
you.
in the first place?
You just told me that
Okay.
number was 100%.
Okay, they're undocumented 100%. The priority we should all agree on should be violent crime first.
95% of the people in ICE.
So if the priority should be on violent crime first, why don't you know the numbers? Aren't you here to fucking debate? Why haven't you researched any of this? How do you not know this? You're here to debate. If we look at the people that are being detained by ICE at only 5%, so for every 100 motherfuckers that they grab, only 5 of them are there for violent crimes. So what is that telling you? That's telling you that they're just grabbing anybody. They're grabbing anybody. And I believe it was the legislature passed a fucking law to say that if these people sound Hispanic, you could detain them. Not if they look, but if they sound Hispanic, you can fucking detain them just off how they sound. Just off how they sound. That shit is crazy, bro, what they doing.
Detention facilities have not been convicted of a violent crime.
I don't think that's a true statistic.
That's a fact from DHS itself.
I don't.
Pause. You've been voted out by the majority. Please take your seat.
How's it going? Martin, nice to meet you.
Let's see. It's my last name.
Oh, it's a great name. Awesome. So I guess on this illegal immigration point, you talked about affordability earlier, so I want to talk about that a little bit. Do you know how much the average American citizen contributes in tax?
Here we go with the affordability shit. Oh my God, the affordability. That was a buzzword for like a whole month before all of this shit started happening with ICE. That was a buzzword. Affordability. You couldn't turn on CNN, Fox, or anywhere without the motherfuckers talking about affordability. Made up. These motherfuckers do not care about affordability. They don't give a fuck. Democrat, Republican, they don't care. People, listen. Capitalists cannot make money when shit is affordable. They can't make money that way. It's impossible. But let's listen to this load of bullshit.
Taxes to subsidize illegal immigrants in this country?
How much?
That's $1,000 per U.S. taxpaying citizen subsidizing illegal immigrants in our country. We also talked about affordability earlier.
You're talking about federal taxes, right?
Yes. Why are house prices so expensive right now?
We haven't built enough over the time.
Bullshit. We haven't built enough. Yes, we do. Bro, we have approximately 13 million fucking empty goddamn houses. empty fucking houses. But the reason why people can't purchase these motherfuckers is because houses in America are speculative. The prices are speculative. It's not for people to live in, because there's banks, there's people that own the fucking houses to where they want to make money from the shit. So when you look on the opposite side, conversely, and you go to a place like China or Taiwan, they don't treat the shit like that way. Well, no, let me take out Taiwan. No, fuck Taiwan. Places like Vietnam, like communist places, they don't look at homes to where it's for speculation, to where people look at and see how much money they can make from it. No, housing is a fucking human right. This is why in China, upwards of 90% of people own their own fucking home. And in Vietnam, upwards of 80% of people own their fucking home. And in America, only upwards of 50% of people own their fucking home. Why? It's because housing is treated like a commodity. It's something to sell to make money off of. This is why this is the case. So no, we have a lot of empty fucking homes. We have a lot of empty homes. Upwards of fucking 13 million.
Well, I mean, that's part of the reason, but I would say another part of the reason is because we've had 10 million people enter our country in the last 4 years who aren't supposed to be in our country. And guess what? When you kick out.
Oh, wow. He's doing the meme. He's doing the meme, y'all. He's doing the Schrodinger's immigrant meme. So on one hand, like if you listen to the woman before, they're getting free health care. They're getting free housing in fucking hotels. They're getting all of this shit for free. They're not working. But then at the same time, these motherfucking immigrants are able to fucking purchase $400,000 and $350,000 homes. He's literally doing the meme. How the fuck can these immigrants that just came to this country, how are they able to afford these new homes, these $13 million, these 13 million homes that are empty? Because they're not building these shits in fucking in the ghetto, in poor neighborhoods. No. He's just doing the fucking meme. Well, we just let 10 million people into the country. Well, how the fuck can they afford that? Didn't they just come from a so-called third world country? How the fuck can all of these people afford these homes? And they're just buying them. How is that happening? But then again, I thought they all live with their family and they all just sit up and there's 20 of them in one fucking house. How are they buying up all of the homes? They're not buying up all of the homes. This is a fucking lie. Like, these right-wing shitheads just lie, make up shit all the fucking time, bro. The reason why most people can't afford the home is because the Fed is printing money like no fucking body's business. That's number one. Number two, these motherfuckers also, the Fed also controls fucking inflation. They also fucking control inflation. And number fucking three, capitalism is running rampant in this goddamn country. So give me a goddamn break.
Oh, according to the admin, 2 million people over this first year. We've had housing prices fall this quarter. Why do you think housing prices have fell this quarter?
Over the last few years, right? Let's just say over.
Duh. What the fuck are you talking about? What happens when people don't buy shit? What happens? What happens when people don't buy shit? It has to fall in order for it to sell. But the problem is with these homes is that they put these motherfuckers at $450,000. No different than if you wanted to buy some Beats by Dre or whatever the fuck. These shits are like $80, $90, $100 in the motherfucking store. But guess what? Let niggas stop buying that shit. See what the fuck happened. You would see a motherfucking $80 sell, $80 off in a heartbeat. Why? Because niggas ain't buying it. The fuck you talking about?
Over the last 4 years, when do you think the majority of housing inflation happened? When years?
Tell me.
2021, 2022, as a result of that?
Probably.
We know that, but we know.
No. Okay. So in 2008, we saw the downturn. And then you had 2011 to where the shit shot the fuck up and then it was stabilized. Because people have to understand, prices don't go the fuck down. In a capitalistic system, prices don't go fucking down. So when you look at a country like China, what they have is they're going through a deflationary period. They're going through a deflationary period. Whereas here in America, all the fuck we've ever experienced was inflation. So the same shit that you was buying, a loaf of bread that used to be fucking 50 cent when your grandmother was a kid, when you was a kid, now that shit's a fucking dollar. Now you take your fucking black ass to Walmart. Now that shit's a fucking $1.50. And you like, God damn, why the fuck does shit always go up? Because under capitalism, shit always goes up. It has to fucking go up. If it goes down, capitalists lose money, and that's not what the fuck they're into of losing money. But when you have a system that's not into just making money off of every fucking thing and turning everything into a commodity, sometimes you'll have things that may go down. So, back to the shit. So when you get to the 2008 crisis that happened, what happened? The capitalists were over their skis. They were biting more than the fuck they could chew. So they were trying to get so much money, get so much money, get so much money, and they were renting out homes. Excuse me, not renting out homes, giving out loans to people that couldn't actually fucking pay this shit. This is why you have places like Countrywide, JB Morgan and Chase, Lehman Brothers, all of these motherfuckers. And what the fuck did America do? What did America do? And this is why Obama is a piece of shit, because he didn't bail out the American people that were actually losing their homes. You had damn near 1 million people losing their fucking homes. He didn't bail those people out, but you know what he did do? He bailed out the fucking banks. He bailed out the fucking banks. And you know what the bank said? All right, so for a year and a half, we're going to chill. We're not going to charge people extra fucking fees when you fucking overdraft or do this or overdraft on that. And then right after that, they just start charging people fees again. All of these fucking exorbitant prices. So you may have to, well, you may ask, you don't have to, but you may ask, well, why not just bail out the fucking people? Why not just bail out the people and give them the money, because the banks were actually the fucking problem? Why not bail out the people? Fuck no, he's a capitalist. Why the fuck would he bail you out? That don't make no goddamn sense. He's gonna bail out the bank, so then the banks can then continue to fucking extort you for the rest of the fucking shit that's on your goddamn, the rest of the life of your mortgage. What would he bail you out? The country can't make money if you pay your shit. If you pay your shit, the country ain't making money. Can't make money. So he took all of this money, bailed out the fucking banks. So then when you see this idiot talk about, oh, well, why things have gotten so expensive? Because of capitalism. So when we see 2008, we see the downturn. And then we see 2011 to where the shit start to rise. We see 2015, it rises again. And then we see 2020 where the fucking, what's the name? The COVID disaster hits. What the fuck happened? Shit went the fuck down because nobody can afford homes. Nobody's even trying to buy fucking homes. So it goes down disastrously. It goes the fuck down. But what happens in 2020, motherfucker, too, once the so-called market starts to fucking recover, when Joe Biden starts to put more money back into the so-called free market, because, you know, they love this free market shit, but they love to fund it with fucking tax-paying dollars. What happens? The shit fucking skyrockets. It skyrockets. Why? Because the so-called market is trying to overcorrect for the shit that they lost. I know I gave y'all a long fucking spiel, but that's why. It's overcorrection. It's overcorrection. That's why this shit is so expensive right now. And it's gonna drop again. You probably gotta give it another year or two because people won't be able to afford it. But the thing is, it's not going to go down to where it was in 2006 and 2007 levels because shit never the fuck goes down. It always goes up and then you just gotta catch the dip. It's never gonna go the fuck down to where it's actually affordable. It's never gonna go that fucking way. You're crazy. But yeah, let's go.
Our highest years for immigration into this country were after that.
Well,
So the results is that we saw in the time period in which we had the most illegal immigration coming into this country that was not coincided with the increase in housing prices.
well, Sue, can you explain to me why housing prices have fell this quarter? What policy change has been brought about besides kicking out millions of
So hold on. He just got cooked on that. And he just told them, well, we don't see immigrant growth and actual home ownership. Like those things are not working. Those numbers don't work. And then now he shifts to some other bullshit. What did he say?
Our highest years for immigration into this country were after that.
Well,
So the results is that we saw in the time period in which we had the most illegal immigration coming into this country that was not coincided with the increase in housing prices.
well, Sue, can you explain to me why housing
Yo, that's funny because he's actually right about that. Housing prices actually went the fuck down. Housing prices actually declined because think about it. When COVID hit in 2020, nigga, everything was going the fuck down. In 2020, the only things that were actually going up were these like you had the Uber Eats and the DoorDash and shit like that. Niggas was using these facilities to make money and shit like that. But most things were going down because niggas wasn't buying this shit. So they had to bring these things down to entice people to purchase. But then they shot the fuck back up, overcorrected, and now things are just fucking more expensive than ever. More expensive than ever now.
prices have
That was not coincided with the increase in housing prices.
Well, Sue, can you explain to me why housing prices have fell this quarter? What policy
Yo, he's literally fucking telling you because his question was, "Well, can you explain why this quarter?" He went from asking, why did housing prices go up?" And then now he's asking, "Well, why did housing prices go down this quarter?" Nigga, you know the fucking reason.
change has been brought about besides kicking out millions of people?
Because here's the root of the issue, is that when you look at, for example, what immigration as a whole, whether it's illegal immigration, whether it's legal immigration, we know that accounts for maybe 1%, maybe 2% of total housing inflation. The rest of it is the fact that we literally have not built up to the demand that we literally have in
I
this
agree,
country.
I agree with on that.
That's
point.
the overarching
I mean,
point.
100% we should be building more housing.
So
but
that's the
No, that's not true. The demand is not a fucking problem. That's another fucking Democratic lie just to continue to fucking fund billionaires. That's a fucking lie. We do not have a problem with demand. That's bullshit. Kamala Harris tried to run on that same shit. She tried to run on that same shit. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. There's not an issue with demand for fucking housing. That's garbage. It's a fucking lie.
the reason why
addressing-
housing has gone up for a long time, no matter
Sure.
what it is. No matter the facts are, in this country, we have not built enough housing.
Sure, but removing 10 million people would also do a whole hell of a lot to
Hold on, I gotta say it again. That's a fucking lie. And then secondly, this white motherfucker's talking about something. Yeah, but if we remove all of these poor immigrants, well, that's gonna help. How the fuck are you removing poor immigrants? Gonna help housing prices when they don't live in these fucking houses. He's literally doing he's doing the Schrodinger's immigrant meme. So you mean to tell me these immigrants are poor? They work these fucking servile piece of shit fucking jobs, but they also have $400,000 to spend to purchase all of these homes? Get the fuck out of here, bro. That's just not real.
decrease the supply of people that are competing for housing,
Well,
wouldn't you
but we
say?
also know that that of the people that build those homes, 50% of those people are those that are immigrants into this country.
American
And so
American
if you
workers would do those
if you go and you round up specific these people, you're also going to be able to build less housing as it currently stands.
Okay, so why have housing prices fell this quarter?
I
The
mean,
only
All right, so yeah, let me cut this shit the fuck up real quick because these niggas like to lie. Democrat and Republican alike. They like to fucking lie. So as of 2024, 2025, there are approximately 14.9 to 15.1 vacant fucking homes in the United States of America. There's 15 million fucking empty goddamn homes. Don't tell me about, well, the demand. We haven't kept up with the demand. Bullshit. It has nothing to do with the demand. Kamala Harris took her fucking stupid ass and she ran out there saying the same shit. Oh shit, I'm not live? Yo, am I still live still? Somebody put something in the chat. Am I still live? Because I'm looking at my shit. This shit says my shit is blocked. Am I still live? Oh, this shit says stream unavailable. What the fuck is this shit? Shit says stream unavailable. Man. Alright, so I guess I'm not live no more. I am live, but what the fuck is this shit, bro? Shit says stream not available. I'm looking at this shit on my phone. The fuck? Alright, so I guess I can't show the video. Alright, I'll stop the stream and come back. Like these motherfuckers.